Hey everyone, Stacks here today checking out Silver Surfer Black number 3 from Donny Cates and Tradd Moore. And guys, the art in this is insane. Tradd Moore kicked it up to a whole nother level on this one. I'm listening to Marvel Comics, The Untold Story by Sean Howe on Audible right now. And they talk about how stories like Doctor Strange back in the day were very popular with the drug culture, with people tripping acid and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, that's where this goes. The art here by Tradd Moore is very psychedelic, very crazy, and it only gets more insane as we keep going through this thing. Now, one thing I want to make sure everyone understands is that we know where we're at on the timeline, because Silver Surfer Black number 2 was a little bit confusing. And I was talking about it with my buddy Ash on Comics, who you need to go check out his channel, and I'll leave the description down below. But I joked that I needed to put it on a timeline to explain it, and he said you should do that in your video because it'd be awesome. So I did, and I hope it's awesome. Now for us as the readers, there are two separate timelines going right now. We have the stream of consciousness that we're experiencing with the Silver Surfer, and then we have a stream of consciousness that's being experienced by the symbiotes. Alright, time pause. I really geeked out on this, and I realized I was about 4 minutes into this explaining a graph, and I'd gone full-blown Jonathan Hickman. The bottom line up front on all of this is that whatever Silver Surfer did on this timeline, the symbiotes know that it happened on our current timeline. Not only that, but we have to emphasize that we're back at the beginning of time, essentially. Alright, now to actually get into Silver Surfer Black number 3. The book starts with Knull and Rad. He's laying down with his wife, Shayla Bale, and they're discussing bringing a child into this world. And Silver Surfer is super smooth here, because she's like, well, the world is such a dark, dark place. And he's like, well, let's make a light. Smooth, baby, smooth. But all of Knull and Rad's hopes are dashed as there's this big boom outside. And they rush out to the balcony to see what it is. When they look up, what they see is a giant Silver Surfer standing over this city. And he's sporting the Thanos Winds all black, just like Silver Surfer has started to experience during this run. The really weird part about this is how he destroys this planet or this city. He opens up his mouth and then the symbiote-like tentacles spread out of him and he consumes the world. And of course, Silver Surfer wakes up, and when he does, he's there with Ego, who awakes him and tells him, look, it's time, we must begin. And Silver Surfer tells him, look, I'm thankful, but I am severely injured right now. And Ego says, look, I know, the stars you've been creating have taken a toll on your physical form. Now, one of the things that Ego is doing is he's reading Silver Surfer's mind as all this is going on. So as something pops into Silver Surfer's head, he'll say something like rapid atomic degeneration, and Ego doesn't know what it means, but he's saying it out loud anyway. And to prove a point here, Silver Surfer flies down to the planet and asks him, may I land? And Ego's actually a little bit taken aback about it. Well, thank you for asking. And Silver Surfer replies, of course, I would never violate a being's inner space. So Ego, who's been all up in Silver Surfer's mind, kind of apologizes. And while he does apologize, he does have to say, look, it was necessary because of Knull and all the weapons he's created, so much darkness in the universe, I had to be sure that you were an ally. Well, the Surfer doesn't waste any time. He says, look, Ego, you know all there is to know in my mind. You know what I'm here to ask you. And Ego responds, you wish me to join in your war against Knull, the Void King, to give you power. And Silver Surfer tells him, look, I'm weakened, but I know what has to be done. And right as Silver Surfer's about to tell us how he can defeat Knull, a meteor smashes into Ego, but it's not just a regular meteor. For some reason, this is hurting him. He says it's actually killing him. But Silver Surfer doesn't hesitate. He says, I will fix this for you. And Ego says, look, you will not survive my core. And Knull and Rad just tells him, I can and I will. But as he's already started to move, he's already on his way to save Ego. He says, look, I'll need the promise from you that if I help you today, that you will help in my fight. And Ego agrees, says, yes, Norn, I will help you. And what Silver Surfer does is form this giant drill bit and plunges deep into the core of Ego. And once he busts through the core of Ego, he's actually having to fight off antibodies. Ego's immune system is actually attacking the Silver Surfer. Now this, of course, is a delicate balance because he can't just kill off all these antibodies and just weaken Ego's immune system to the point where Ego will die anyways. On top of that, none of this would bother the Silver Surfer if he was at his full potential right now. He's at his full strength, but he's not. He's in this weakened state, so these fights are taking a toll on him. things that would typically go unnoticed for him. Suddenly he feels pain. He feels like burning sensation. It hurts. His left arm, the blackened one, actually burst into flame because of the heat, and he is feeling this scorching heat on his arm. To make all that worse, when he finally burst through to the epicenter of what this meteor was, it's Lifebringer 1. It's Galactus. To go back to the origin of Galactus, Galactus was created in a universe prior to ours. He was a guy named Galen who realized that this event was coming and tried to stop it, but somehow ended up being merged with an entity that drug him into this new universe and gave him all kinds of cosmic powers. It's not until later that somebody actually awakened him from this capsule, from Lifebringer 1. But I won't go into that because I'm sure in issue 4, you're going to get a backstory about it. Judging by the way Donny Cates writes, he's not going to leave it up to you to go learn all of that. He'll give you exactly what you need to know going forward in the storyline. So as far as my take on this book, I enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying Silver Surfer Black. It's a good storyline so far. I tell you, every single issue, the art grows on me more and more because I think it really is that psychedelic look fits with Marvel Cosmic, and it fits perfect with either Silver Surfer or Doctor Strange. I mentioned earlier that I'm actually reading a book right now, or actually listening to it on Audible, called Marvel Comics: The Untold Story by Sean Howe, and it's really good. It really talks about some of the cultural aspects that were going on while these characters were created, things that the creators and the individuals writing them brought to them, helped bring them to popularity. So this is honestly a really cool throwback because it is very trippy. And ultimately, the visuals that Tradd Moore is bringing to this book are a lot of fun. A lot of people are hating on it, saying they don't like it, think it looks silly. I'll tell you what, I really enjoy it. It's something different, and there's nothing wrong with being different sometimes in a book, especially in a limited series like Silver Surfer Black. If it's not your style, move on. But this is really a fun book in my opinion. As usual, I'm interested to see where Donny Cates is taking us, and his storylines, the way they all bolt together and fit, have been really, really cool so far. So I'm interested to see how he works Galactus into this part of the story. Are we perhaps going to find out that Silver Surfer, because of this, was key to saving Galactus somehow? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Are those two somehow infinitely linked throughout all of creation and all of being? Who knows? Hey guys, that's it. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. Really helps a small channel like this. For a channel like mine, about 90% of the views I receive are from people who are not subscribed. So it means a lot when you hit that subscribe button. Subscribing or leaving a like is basically like dropping something in the tip jar. It means a lot, and we sincerely appreciate it. And by we, I mean me. Or every YouTube creator out there, honestly. But anyways, guys, y'all have a great weekend. Stacks out.